New office, new room, new knee board 50. Let's build it up. Back to floor stand. First up, the instruction. Obviously a QR code if you want to read them. We've got our 4 casters. And we've got our large wrench, small wrench, and all our screws. Very simple. And then we have 1 frame, second, 1 foot, second, number 1. So A. So about 1320 we started this. Shorter side at back. They are also labelled yellow. And it has a little arrow front as well, so you can get this right. Now we need a larger screwdriver for a wrench, and these screws are already in there. So simply just tighten up and make sure there's no gap here. And once we have this one, we put our feet on. And what I like to do, when I put them in, lock them. So when you stand up, it doesn't move around. Now when you stand it up, get it into place, and take out number 2. Again, it is numbered 2. Get some screws. And where we have the red arrows, where we connect. So, I always forget these. Either leave them in the box or you mount the bracket and forget to put these on. So, make sure you do them now. On a Board Pro, you can squeeze them in afterwards if you put the board to the lower setting. Board 50, a little bit more tricky. And then you simply put that on here, line the screws up, and get our 2 screws, our large wrench, and a little stress test, and that is done within 15 minutes. We have a stand built, ready to go, and mount the screen on. The screen is 20 kilos. You could do it yourself if you're brave. I prefer to have 2 people, someone help me to lift it on. Within 15 minutes, you have a Neat Board 50 setup, or a Neat Board Pro, doesn't matter. Both the same, exactly the same setup. Super simple. Back, front, and we have the active marker and Ethernet cable, 5 inches. So the whole idea is, if you are doing it on your own and you are pushing it on tabletop, you can simply do this yourself, because you can hold the block here and you can simply remove the Neat Board 50. And what we don't need are these. So these are for table stand. So you could have taken it out, laid it on the table, pop the stands on, take these plastic clips off, and pop them on, and then you've got a table stand for your Neat Board if you didn't have the adaptive stand or wall mounting. So again, Neat Board out of the box in a few minutes, up and running. Again, all recyclable material. Warranty and safety, and then we're ready to go. Now power cord, plug in, get it out of the box, get up to date, and we're good to go. Alright, colleague helped us lift it on. 1347, power and Ethernet. So they can simply route up here. Our in first, that's the furthest away. And our Ethernet. And then we have connect to a second display, HDMI out, HDMI in for your laptop, or USB-C in for laptop power, pass-through, etc. So let's get it on the network. We've got 5G, time zone, and all new devices get the latest build. So it came out of the factory on a version. It is now going to update and go on to today, Neat OS 25.3 firmware. And once it's updated, we'll sign it into Microsoft Teams, for example. Blurry, it's because you've got this tape on. So about 10 minutes to update, or less than 10 minutes. And now restart, and you can carry on the out of box. So when it reboots, it's got the new firmware. And our next thing is to register the Pulse. That way, we can have full remote control. So let's put in our code. And what this allows us to do is then fully remote control this device, push any settings like the language, time zone, or to wake up, etc. that we have set in the profile. And we have to configure it once for the whole new London office. We've already got the profile set, so it's going to bring all those configuration settings down into the device. So because I've already created the profile, it's going to apply all these settings now on the device. And then, so I can go into App Mode BYD, I want Microsoft Teams, and then install the latest Teams application. So we can now see the devices here, and it'll relate all the credentials there. And again, to sign in, I will always use a private tab, aka.ms/device login. And when we get our code on the screen, we can pop that in and put in the credentials. Here we go. And then that will sign in the device remotely. And I could have got this code from either remote control, but because it's also a brand new device out of box, I could have come into TAC and done enrollment on here as well. That's another way of being able to do a provision device. If you've got it on there, you can actually drag that through into Teams App Center as well. But Neat Pulse, we don't need to do that. There we go. We are now ready to go. And we can push our profile down to the device. So it will appear here shortly into TAC. And once it's there, I can push the latest profile. While I'm here, let's assign our configuration profile as well. London EC boards. There we go. So again, we can see the status, my history. So they're both queued up. So in 15 minutes, it will update. So we are all up and running, ready now in this new office.